welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here from the Blizzard Arena. Last match of the week is going to go down, Hex, and it's going to be a special one because it's New York versus the Chengdu Hunters.
I thought you were going to talk about the previous match we just saw, and I said, okay, let the fiesta continue then, because we have Chengdu coming out. We just saw Washington beat Vancouver 4-0. There's a couple.
Worth mentioning.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth mentioning. It just shows you the carry potential I've been talking about all day when you get a guy like Corey just playing like he is. But I think that whole team has improved. But yeah, Chengdu versus New York. Both of these teams definitely still in it. One way more than the other. In fact, New York has locked up the Atlantic Division here. Let's take a look at the standings, see exactly where Chengdu lies in the whole grand scheme of things. As you can see, the NYXL have locked up Atlantic Division. The only thing they're really playing for now going forward is to see if they're going to get the #1 seed, etc. as that all moves on. But just above the thin red line is going to be the Chengdu Hunters at 11 and 13. Not a great differential, but they're still in the conversation to make the qualifying playoffs. At the very least, they're still in it.
They're in the run, exactly. They're just on that limit, right, where you got to be careful. You cannot, you're not allowed to make any more mistakes here if you're Chengdu, and they don't exactly have the easiest matches ahead of them either, because they've got the New York Excel, that's coming up now, but then they're still staring down the barrel of the San Francisco Shock.
Yeah.
And the Shock are being put forward as the best team in the league right now.
And a floundering Spark, but still a dangerous team, an Outlaws team that can come out any day and maybe put some competition to you. So yeah, every game really important for Chengdu. They've been running a little bit different composition than a lot of teams, though. We've seen largely Mei and Reaper in a lot of this. So you see the Mei usage for Chengdu, 4%, less than 10% of the average league usage at 48%. Hunters also don't really use Roadhog. Look at this. But then they do like their Diva, and they do like their Doomfist.
They like the Diva and the Doomfist. But, you know, Diva, you can still, I don't necessarily mind going away from the Hog for the Diva, because it's like, oh, you're running Mei a bunch? Well, we'll just eat your Blizzard all day. We've been watching Divas do that all day long. It's so easy to get that Blizzard. We've even seen Meis get multiple Blizzards in a single map get eaten by Divas. So perhaps it's a give or take, right? It's like, okay, we're going to give up on that the halt hook combo, but then we're going to go ahead and ruin your spec as well.
They also run a ton of Pharah on this map, so it doesn't leave room to really run a Mei in this meta, rather. So they just, it's Chengdu, man. If you don't like the current meta, then you're a fan of Chengdu, no matter what that meta is, because they're just going to do their own thing, and it's been so fun to watch all year long.
That's exactly it. I mean, well, as far as the commentators go, every week you're checking the first thing you're checking, who gets to cast Chengdu?
Do I get Chengdu?
Do I get Chengdu? Ah, fine. All right, well, let's go ahead and get the team out onto the stage now. The Chengdu Hunters.
There is the damage leader coming out there in Jinmu, very much known as the Pharah. Probably plays a lot of Hanzo here too. We can see how good Hanzo has been in the meta overall. Eviltal is going to be taking up the rear of this train. A support extraordinaire, has to play a lot of that Mercy, and he's really hard to lock down on this team. And then sometimes he just gets aggressive on the Mercy and locks people down himself.
Yeah, we have seen him go Battle Mercy in the past. So you can get the Mercy, you can get aggressive. Neptuno was leading the charge last year on that sort of thing. And we saw a little bit of it earlier, but I mean, I'm just a big fan of Jinmu. Right since the beginning, the big Pharah plays, taking over maps, launching rockets and doing damage. That's what I'm all about, Hanks. Well, I guess we.
Well, his partner Yang Zhaolong can run a lot of different things too, mostly hit scan, but he's also jumped in on Doomfist just to throw another idea in there. Bacon Jack comes off the bench and plays a lot of the different stuff as well.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and now bring their opponents to the stage. One of the top 3 teams in the league, the New York Excelsior.
This is a team that, you know, I was thinking about it earlier today. I don't think anyone's really thought about how good they've been because you just expect it. It's been an afterthought for this team, just how good they are. And then you look at their record and you're like, oh, they've already locked up Atlantic Division. They haven't felt as dominant this year because they win the first 3 maps and then they're like, the last map, we don't really care. It doesn't matter. You guys can have it. We just want to go home. So how do we get that done quicker? But this NYXL team has been just as dominant as any other top team this year. Libero, Sebiobi, Mano, Meko, Jonek, and Animo going to be your starting 6 today.
Yeah, and Sebiobi, the return, so long so we actually got to see him play. But towards the end of stage 3 there, we started to see him adapt and get to play some Sombra. He was finally on the stage again. And now into stage 4, where damage is key, we're starting to get to see a bit more of the SBB.
And this was the kind of the duo that they ran towards the end of last season as well, because Sabiobi was able to pick up the Widowmaker to a pretty decent degree. But he's also got a great deal of versatility, a great deal of leadership. So you think about the other Widowmakers they have just sitting on the bench, actually 3 great Widows sitting on the bench. But Sabiobi, maybe the 3rd, 4th best Widow on his team, but he brings so much more to the table that you're fine sacrificing it.
Oh, yeah, you don't need, like right now the key to victory is versatility. You need to have options in the server. Presented by Toyota, our map set. And we're going to be kicking things off with Lijiang. We'll be seeing all 4 of these maps guaranteed. Maybe a 5th one. It's you and me casting Hex. I mean, when you and I are casting, anything's possible.
Well, I mean, let's just talk about the grand idea of the league. Anything's been possible. When you have upsets that happen, like Washington Justice over Vancouver, we've had ridiculous upsets all throughout the last week. Philadelphia barely able to hold their head above water today. That's not the that was probably the least surprising thing that happened today. But when you have Chengdu in a server and you've got New York in a server, who knows?
Exactly. I mean, well, we do actually have an inkling, perhaps, because this stage so far, the Chengdu Hunters, they've gone to map 5 the entire time, Hex.
Yes.
All 3 of their matches, all map 5s. Just loads of fun. They just want to play more Overwatch. They just want to drag it out, enjoy it on the stage.
They're like, we're going to get in 12th place, and no one's going to want to play us, and we're going to have the most practice as any other team. This New York team will see exactly what they want to run here early on. Sabiobi on the classic Tracer, Mano Meko on their dive tanks as well. So a whole lot of different stuff happening here because, well, Chengdu is also on the server.
Chengdu's, and we've got, I like the dive approach with the Sombra. SBB on his Tracer though, so that's what I'm all about. More of the SBB Tracer. This is what got us to fall in love with him in the first place. The plays, the sick damage, and also the leadership. That's what SBB brings to the table. I think that's why he is back in the starting 6 here for this roster. New York looking to pick up first control, and they're going to sneak it too. Everybody here from the Hunters alive. No kills yet, but the Hunters going to allow it and trying to win out the fight instead.
It is an issue with the Chengdu composition that they don't really have the bodies on the ground to be able to pressure the point in the same way that NYXL does, because someone's going to be in the sky. That means one of your supports is going to be in the sky. Amon's rolling around causing chaos, so the Hunters really need to win a fight before they can take control. It looks like they're on the verge of it right now.
Yeah, they're getting the job done now. And SBB getting hacked. Yep, run over, punched in the face. And that's a quick flip coming in here from the Hunters. 26% is where it ends for the New York Excel. Now it's on the Hunters to see how far they can push it. We're looking for the first team to 100% at the top of your screen there. So, Chengdu flying high, lobbing rockets in, and no real answer on the side of NY. And now the EMP coming in as well. He's starting to close in, looking for the opportunity. Yep, gonna go for the barrage. He gets EMP'd, interrupted, but he still picked up a kill on Jonak, and that's a lot of healing thrown out. And there's the D.Va at play, Hex, eating a pulse bomb.
Well, this goes terribly for New York because they end up investing a lot of things into this, but it's still going to be the Chengdu fight 100% of the time. EMP into barrage is something that we've seen Chengdu try to mixed success before. Sometimes they don't exactly combo their ults in the perfection that some of the top teams do. But then Libero tries to swing it back, having already lost one. Sabiobi just donates the Pulse Bomb. Not the biggest deal because Pulse Bomb, and he'll have another one soon. But NYXL invests a lot to try to pull that fight back and fails to do so.
Yeah, I'm still going to be keeping an eye on Elsa and those eats. Getting those ults, that's the whole point of having the D.Va, is getting the D-Matrix in play. So, that's 1-0 so far as the pulses are concerned. And New York looking for a way in. 65% on the board now for the Hunters. So we're starting to draw close to the end here in New York. Looking for a way in. Looks like they're going to manage it. Sound barrier thrown in here by Animo, trying to give the New York Excel a little bit of a buffer to work with. But Jinwoo's already got the barrage. Yep, he's looking to get in here perhaps. He's thinking about it for a moment there. Coalescence used. Can he find a target guaranteed?
Chengdu's doing a good job of just keeping bodies on the point with this less sustainable composition. Able to get back a pickup on Meko's D-Mech'd body. This one's not over, and Amon's just chilling.
Buying time. Why not? He is eventually going to go down. Fair enough, but the New York Excel have got a lot of ground to cover here to catch up. 96% now for the Hunters. So one good fight for the Hunters, and they'll have locked it down.
They've got the thing that won them the first fight that allowed them to flip the point and gain all this percentage. EMP barrage. New York's probably going to try to hide inside and stay a little more spread out.
Yeah.
The reason EMP barrage worked earlier before is because they got surprised.
And they were out in the open.
Yeah, Yang Zhou Long just caught him in the courtyard. It's a nice catch. Somebody just spilled his coffee and caught it halfway down.
Dude, I just saved my coffee, my shirt, my pants, everything.
Take a sip, enjoy yourself.
Reaction times? I'll tell you about reaction times. These guys are in on it already. EMP. Wow, Yang Zhaolong setting it up, and it's just like clockwork. Boom, boom, EMP into barrage. 3 kills here for Jinmu. He's looking for a 4th as well. Animo dancing, trying to dodge, looking for the jukes. Not gonna go!
He's trying to hide so they can maybe go touch the points. Meanwhile, it's been flipped back over, 99% for Chengdu. Primal Rage gets in, but has to get out. It's just a dance right now. NYXL needs to find a kill. They've got a Doomfist out.
Elza now will be picking it up. Libero with the Doom. SBB's back here as well. He gets tossed up. Libero going down, though. And they have got control of the situation right now, Hunters. Losing Among isn't the end of the world. Looks like Eviltal even going to pull off the res and makes it work as well. Yang Zhaolong's got to be careful, though. Doesn't want to go down, but they will find success. Chengdu Hunters take the lead versus New York Excel.
NYXL chose to run a composition that was never going to have direct pressure on the Pharah outside of a D.Va, but a Pharah the caliber of Jinmu is always going to have the concussive blast where he needs it to be able to get out. He trusts Eviltal to always stay with him. He always gives Eviltal those outs. And that was pretty much the story of it, is get 2 EMPs, get 2 barrages. Those are fights that Chengdu won, and those are the only fights they needed to win.
Sometimes it's as simple as that, Hex.
They lost 25%, but New York only got 2 kills to get that 25%. Surprise them in the courtyard, EMP barrage. Hold the rest of the time, and then take it right back, EMP barrage. That was it.
So, into the second one we go, and the Hunters changing up the comp. Jinmu now no longer on the Pharah. Gonna be a bit of the fist going into it, and SBB changing up for the Reaper, so. Let's see, what do we got going? Because Jinmu already getting chaotic here in the back line and nearly D-Max Meko, and Meko immediately D-Maxed. Animo's gone as well, so 2 big plays coming in here for the Hunters right out the gates. They lose Among, but that's the New York Excel losing their back line and a beef.
Well, New York cracking to the pressure to play the meta. Let's see if Chengdu's meta, or composition rather, can respond to it. We've seen Doomfist be able to get these 2 and 3 kills in a row. Not going to be the case here. Jinmu's sticking on it. You don't really stick on Doomfist for the ultimate. It's an ultimate that's often used just as an escape anyway. You're not generally going to pick up a bunch of kills with it. So Jinmu just has faith in the Doomfist here. And I understand why. This point, if he can force New York to fight upon it, is going to allow you to smash people into walls. Mano goes low. Animo the first to fall, though.
Once again, that's a bit of a painful situation there, and Jinmu just going to save himself from the Blizzard, no worries. Putting the pressure on the point, looking for a tank to smash, and he gets it. Jinmu coming up with the plays yet again. A triple for him. Not going to make it a quad, but he's done his job. And now the Hunters will get the flip and start catching up to the New York Excel. Same thing as on the first point. New York had first control then. It'll be stopped at 38% on the board here for New York Excel.
Yeah. And the story of this Chengdu team has evolved so much over the year. We talked so much about Amon, and then it was Jinmu's on the Pharah, and now we've got hit-scan heroes. But the consistent thing has been the support line. Eviltal fell to about 5% there, and he was getting constantly burned down by being in the Blizzard, and somehow KO kept him alive. Kept him alive throughout it all. Now Eviltal is going to have ultimate for this next fight. Chengdu nearing the percentage marker of the NYXL.
Yeah, they're about to catch up. It's gonna be a moment. There's the EMP. Catches out the D.Va. Looking for more targets here, but it's SBB coming in with a double at the back line. Kyo out of it. Quickly traded back, though. We're going back and forth on this fight. Possible here to delay things further as the sound barrier gonna get used. And well,
when they use it, Amon falls right away. It was one of your best delay potentials. And during all this, even after using sound barrier, Chengdu gets off the point for a moment, still picking up some exit kills, so it's possible they can get back in here. And it's possible because they have a faster tank line, so they're going to have Amon back on the point. He's already there.
Yeah, he's rolling in. He's got his shield. He's going to be beefy. Tough to take down unless the focus fire is there, but he's going to go ahead and just throw himself into the middle of things, try and create space for Jinmu to work. He tried to show up Jinmu. He tried to get a pick. Didn't happen this time. And so we will have 3 kills going the way of the New York Excel, and the Hunters will reset. Back to spawn with you go, but it's not done yet. There's plenty of room here to work with for the Hunters. So much so that Jinmu is going to go for the change. He's going to the Pharah that we saw was really successful for him on the first point.
It is going to be a little bit difficult because they have to push into a team that has a self-destruct and a blizzard, and they can both lock out the point, essentially, to the point where someone might have to sacrifice just to be able to touch. Not much to work with for Chengdu. The minefield could be coming out.
He's already at 40% for the barrage. This guy's just hitting rockets all over. Look at that. That's exactly what he needs to do. Jinmu looking for a second, and he gets it. And a third as well. Knocks Animo off. Beautiful play. That's what you got to do. Just stick to your guns. You're trying to get all fancy with the fist. No. Just go for the Pharah. When you kill with Pharah, stay with the Pharah.
They're able to get in there and get that back just with a minefield. Amon dies for it, but they're able to resurrect him up. Jinmu hitting rocket after rocket, and now the complete opposite is the case. Chengdu has the combo that won them the very first point, EMP and Barrage, going to be there, going to be ready, and if you're real worried about winning the fight, you can nano Jinmu as well so that no one can really deal with them. On the flip side, Sabiobi's got Death Blossom, but I don't know, this team is not really going to group up for you to get an ideal Blossom, so maybe isolate supports with it would be your best bet.
Might be the play, exactly. Just go ahead, try and snipe him the way that SP, I mean, he's already done that once on this point. He just ran right into Kyo, guess waiting for the sleep to go down, but now we're gonna get that EMP into the back line. Animo gonna get focused down, we lose Kyo, but you still got Jinmu over the top, laying in with the rockets. A D-Mech on Meko as well, he's gonna be checked out. And now SBB trying to be the hero, it's just not meant to be.
A super late barrage attempt, and they were holding on to the barrage for that Death Blossom attempt. They had already gotten enough value out of the EMP from Yang Xiaolong.
You heard it there, Hex.
We talked about how Jinmu's crushing. Yang Xiaolong also has 11 final blows for this squad on the Sombra. He has been there to pick off these low HP targets. Same can't be said for Libero. I think Chengdu's going to win this first
Yes,
half.
they are. The squeak of victory. You've heard it now, and it's coming from Amon Fitting. He's already setting it up. You're going to look for it, but they don't have any bodies on the point, and New York Excel out of it. First point, or first map rather, for the Hunters.
There's a reason we talk about Jinmu and the carry potential going into this stage. He did nearly 40% of his team's damage, 36 direct hit rockets, getting an ult every minute 10. And once he switched back to the Pharah, it was all over for the NYXL.
So Jinmu's capable of, but we've got the band state champs, big fans of the Overwatch League. Live in the house, Hex. Maybe they'll play us some music later.
Big fans of the NYXL. Unfortunately for them.
No, it's not happening. They forgot the instruments. I thought they always traveled with guitars and stuff like that. Wasn't that the whole thing? Hi. We're taking a break.
We've seen some amazing skill this season, but in the end, there can only be one pro that takes home the Overwatch League MVP Award, sponsored by the good folks at T-Mobile.
New players have risen through the ranks to become stars, while League veterans fight to remain on top. Now, the time has come to immortalize another player in the halls of esports legends and crown the 2019 Overwatch League MVP, presented by T-Mobile. Here are your MVP finalists.
Sinatra's been playing like a man possessed.
Sinatra,
Janu is certainly up there, best diva in the league.
Janu, Super,
Twilight gets in there, so but Twilight can handle himself.
Twilight,
Is Primal Rages? I've never seen a player who's more mechanically skilled, I think.
Gushui. The winner will be determined by you, the fans, as well as Overwatch League casters and analysts. Cast your vote on Twitter using hashtag OwlMVP and the player's battle tag, or during any remaining regular season broadcast on Twitch. Voting ends on August 25th, so let your voice be heard. It's your league, your decision. Who will you choose as this season's T-Mobile Overwatch League MVP?
Fans, it's your league, and it's time to cast your vote for the T-Mobile Overwatch League MVP. Vote for your favorite finalists on the Twitch overlay or on Twitter using hashtag OWLMVP and the player's battle tag. Get your vote in today. So, Hex, about the match. Hunters, is this going to be a world that we live in where the Titans lose to the Washington Justice, and then we watch New York Excel lose to the Hunters?
I mean, I think there's... people always talk about... No, we've talked about a lot of things like, oh, Florida just beat London. I'm like, yeah, but that's the most London thing ever. And then
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then Washington beating Vancouver. It's like Vancouver looks like they're figuring it out. And then Corey just had one of the godliest displays of Hanzo that's ever been put to film. And now if Chengdu beats NYXL, I can still understand that because Chengdu has always had this puncher's chance. They took Vancouver to 5 way back when Vancouver had not lost a game. I mean, they've always been able to compete with these top teams because you can't prepare for Chengdu. It doesn't matter what meta, and even like though we kind of think like they're probably going to run Pharah, it's like, oh, we're going to run Pharah, and they're going to run the antithesis of Pharah in Doomfist. And how do you prepare for both, and how do you adjust for these things? So, I mean, it's been the question here. Flower coming in.
What is going on?
Of course, made his name on the Widowmaker in the Overwatch World Cup a couple years ago. Changed his name, I believe, at one point to Nanohana. Then he's like, hey, no, Flower was a dope handle. Going back to that. So he's in. Very likely want to run some Widow here because our next map is Temple of Anubis.
And it is a bit of a Widow playground, and that is kind of where he excels. We just don't really get to see too much of him these days. So glad to see Flower on the main stage now for the New York Excel. Was not expecting that at all. And, well, of course, every day I wake up, Hex, and ask, where's Pine?
I know you do.
Every morning.
Fans of our Bud Light Weekly show, Bud Light Happy Hour, know that.
Exactly. Be sure to tune in, guys. We're going to have another one this week, but it goes live every week.
Yeah. Flower has only played a total of 70 minutes this year in the Overwatch League. Little over an hour, which is actually more than I
actually thought as well. But then again, you and I don't really get to cast that much New York Excel, so.
It's all luck of the draw.
It is really, actually, guys. In case you wonder, it's like the casters don't get to choose who we get to cast. It's just you look at it in the, first day of the week. What do we cast it? Right.
Yep. Someone needs a day off here or there, and you fill in the schedule, and that's about it.
All right, Anubis will be the second map of this series. So we will have Flower. Dollars to donuts, it's going to be Widow going from him. Curious to see what the Hunters have to answer that, though. Could be an answer to try and throw Jinmu off. If Jinmu's going to run Pharah, you could use the Widow to pick the Pharah off.
Well, I mean, right now that Chengdu is going to come out here on the defense, so they're going to have a chance to run the Junkrat and the Widow themselves. Like, Yang Zhou is no bad Widow. Probably, I think Bacon Jack is the better Widow of the 2 players on Chengdu. But here are the records here for the Chengdu Hunters. 2-2 on this map. Excelsior 4-2 on this map. So if you think about it overall, not one of the Excelsior's best maps, because that's how good they've been lately.
Exactly right. We're talking about a team that at one point just was not dropping maps, period, let alone series. So I mean, New York Excel perfectly capable of dominating. They have that kind of depth to their roster. They can be meta-proof. And that is exactly what I was thinking they were going to do going into this season, considering they got wrecked last year. That was their weakness. Meta shifted up on them. They didn't know how to handle it, and they weren't able to, well, actually make it anywhere in the playoffs. So, after dominating the entire year. So as far as New York are concerned, I think all the changes they've made this year have been, how do we become meta-proof? Never let that happen again.
Well, you can't really run a Widow into this right now. Maybe if NYXL starts taking some space, you can put the Widow back where the Chengdu Hunter's Widow just vacated rather.
We do have the Shetland pony set up here. Yeah. Jinmu will kick things off with a kill on Animo, and wow, Jinmu just going straight in, no fear. whatsoever. So I want to see. That's what I want to see. Dominant DPS.
That's a bit of a wake-up call. You don't expect a damage player to just play like that, but Jinmu, with all the confidence in the world, and that confidence is because he knows that Eviltal will save his life and he'll just resin people's faces anyway.
Yeah, Eviltal doesn't have cold eyes, man. He is willing to get into the action to bring his teammates back. And well, Libero's currently looking back. You got to cross this open ground, which is so frustrating. Nice little detail there from Meko using his D-Matrix to try and catch any projectiles, letting Animo cross.
They're trying to set up a dive here at some point. Flower, I think, was trying to go over top. I think that translocator beefed and hit the wall and fell down, so they might have to wait for it, because Flower's trying to get behind. Maybe Libero get behind as well, using his agility to climb up walls, do the double jump, and then get on this perch together. So Dive used to be the Tracer and Genji just solely them, but now the Sombra is such a strong hero that you can get her in a position without being seen.
Well, hopefully he makes that EMP happen pretty quick here, because there's only 2 minutes on the clock left here, Hex, for this first push. And I feel like this is the first real push that we've seen from New York Excel. This entire time, they've just been chilling out, not a whole lot going on.
It's the first time they've gone in.
They get chased out immediately. Actually, just get chased out immediately.
Yeah, 3 of them pushed back. Flower is trying to harass the supports on the ground, so that might happen. Trying to funnel them into the remainder of his team.
Oh, Young getting good support. Oh, Libero under pressure. Gets blown up. They've just got no way in here for the New York Excel, whereas the Hunters, they're sitting pretty. They've committed a couple of ultimates to this fight. Fair enough. That's not the end of the world, because they've still got the tire, the wings for Eviltal, and a self-destruct on the side of Elsa.
Yeah.
So they're sitting pretty right now, Hex. Libero, though, he's going to have a minute and a half to work with, but I'm guessing all eyes turn to him.
Yeah, they're kind of waiting for this one push, this one good push. An EMP, the Blade, Primal, everything will be up and ready to go. Animo's going to go back so that you can make sure you get this good push. You don't want to have to wait again and sit back and not be able to resurrect somebody. But Tire is up, Wings are out, KO got resurrected, so he's going to have Transcendence going forward. NYXL have waited this entire time to set up ults and EMPs in
its entirety. That is their strategy summed up.
If it doesn't work, then what'd you do?
You got the Tire. Tire's looking. Tire's hunting. Tire's going all the way out the back, and it's going to get denied. Jinmu gets picked off by Flower. Man advantage now for the New York Excel, pushing onto the point. They're not done yet, though, as the res goes up. No, that's going to cost YXL and Eviltal their lives, and that's it. New York Excel, patience pays off in the end.
Tire doesn't get there. They don't even have to use EMP right now. NYXL should be able to clean up this fight with relative ease. And now the question becomes, as it becomes on all assault maps, snowball potential. What do they have to be able to win this fight? But what can you save in your bank for the next fight? EMP, it's a real good one. EMP and self-destruct, especially against a team like Chengdu that doesn't run shields, can be really good.
Yeah, so you guys will notice at the top of your screen, a little bit of a change from the last patch. Instead of getting 4 minutes, we get 3 minutes added to the clock, so a little bit of a nerf there. I'm totally a fan. I thought 4 minutes was way too much before. Now it puts a little bit of pressure on you. If you're slow to take the first point, you shouldn't have all the time in the world to take the second.
Yeah. Get a little bit of urgency in you. Libero is going to switch over to an EMP, or a Reaper. So off of the Genji.
Oh, buddy! Oh, he doesn't make it out. I thought it was the fist, but instead it's the boom. Elza with the double. Self-destruct kills there. And well, wow, they are just going super aggressive here.
It makes sense. They need to be able to get a lot of damage and maybe some exit kills to be able to charge up some ultimates, because they still haven't really forced out this EMP. They have to know EMP is up. Flower didn't use it. He's been on the hero for over 4.5 minutes.
Right. You're right. This is still the first EMP for Flower. Been a while, and we're once again down to 2 minutes on the clock here for New York Excel. They've been patient once again, but their support ults, nil, zilch. They don't have anything to work with here, Hex. So it's all on this EMP and a clean fight. Curious to see, is it going to happen? Because the Hunters, once again, going aggressive. The Hunters show no respect.
No. It's the style of heroes that they play, too, that being in the backline is the most effective thing for you. Amon has been playing the Wrecking Ball more than anybody in the league, and he gets out of situations that he shouldn't get out of. But look at all the respected forces. Look at all the space it buys.
Flower just has the twitchiest aim ever. It's actually giving me a headache watching him. Can we not observe him anymore? What kind of aim is this? It's just constant twitching. For a mechanical hero, I mean, that's interesting. All right. There we go. Free cam. And Flower goes in with the EMP over the top, and it is going to get 3 of them, but it's countered immediately by a counter EMP thrown in by YXL. And now you got Jinmu, who's still got that Meteor. Could be looking to come in over the top, just throwing a little bit of confusion here in the mix. Sound barrier's going in, and Libero blown up. Jinmu going for the throat, but it's already torn out. The New York Excel have to retreat.
And no one else needs to use anything here. They're going to try to get some chase kills. They do just that. And yeah, it just took so long for NYXL to get in. Again, like it took them so long to get in on first point, that by the time they were ready to go, after Amon was in the back the entire time trying to get things done, that they had to push into a YXL EMP as well. Self-destructs both sides. Self-destructs both sides get nothing. It's a nice kill from Flowers. He switched over to the Mei. It seems like NYXL want to try different comps, and then they keep going back to what everyone else is using.
Exactly. And, well, they don't have that as much experience as everybody else, so it might cost them. Still, you're going to get a DMAC on Elza, but Hemong is going to take down Jonak. That's a lot of healing gone now for the New York Excel. A lot of throughput. It's going to be difficult now. 15 seconds on the board, or on the clock for New York Excel, and they're down their main tank. Meko on the edge of getting DMAX. Libro's gone without even using his Death Blossom, and it's a wipe. New York Excel. They're not going to do it, Hex. Down to 5 seconds. Who can touch the point? They will be able to make it. I think Animo can touch.
Animo's going to get back.
It's going to be the closest thing. Oh, he just barely makes it.
Animo gets back. Now they're running a Hammond of their own to try to get in this, but they need a clean kind of fight. Yangzhou Long, 5% away from EMP.
Yeah, that can end it. That could definitely end it. And you've got Jennifer. Oh, Jonak gets picked. Jonak gets picked, and there it is. The EMP goes off. YXL there to shut down the party. And the New York Excel. I mean, it's all on this play coming in from Libero, but it's just not enough. They're doing an excellent job, the Hunters, of just trickling them in and picking off the New York Excel as they show themselves on the point. You're not going to last much longer than this, Flower. You're gone. And who else is here? It's Mono, but that is it. Overtime's done, and a single point picked up for the New York Excel.
Single point and a little bit of progress, but this is what Chengdu does to teams that rely on discipline and teamwork. Chengdu relies on chaos and disruption. And if you want to go in as your solid 6 and you want to do X, Y, and Z, guess what? Here's Amon behind you. Here's somebody else behind you. There goes your X. There goes your Z. Oh, why? Why did that happen? And they've been doing it to even the best teams all year long.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Well, the Hunters, well, the New York rather, they asked why Hex, and the universe said just because.
I mean, the very first push, NYXL got thrown off a little bit, but it still took them way too long to try to set up this dive, and it was just small mistakes. I really think that Flower missed his translocate. You mentioned his aim looking a little bit twitchy and maybe a little bit.
I'm thinking it's. I think he's trembling, man.
It might be.
I'm watching his hand. I can see it from here up in the caster nest, and it seems like his hand is like shaking.
But that just goes into like, then you don't have the decisiveness, because Flower is on the Sombra at this point, right? And you want to call, I got this guy here, give me the Genji, you know, you want to kind of set up that dive, because you have the eyes. You're invisible and you can scout everything, and that call never came. Luckily, they were able to get that fight based on their ultimates towards the end, but the second push never really happened in full either, it felt.
It felt like they got two good pushes on the first point. The second one, you know, it worked. And then on the second point, it was just all over the place. Yeah. Very chaotic stuff, but then again, that is where the Hunters, they thrive. Heck, they're like the fox in the woods, let it rain, and not that team. But now, Hunters, they've gone for a bit of a change in strategy. Jinmu going to be busting out the Genji, so we will have the Blade going snickety-snick through some New York Excel spines.
So it's very similar to what NYXL wanted to run, except instead of a Winston, Amon is going to be on Wrecking Ball, to the surprise of absolutely no one.
That's a satisfying feeling. You have to reflect on a mind. Oh, you want to do that, Libero? You want to go ahead and blow up? Yeah, buddy.
Jinmu got back here with Eviltal, actually. Eviltal knocked 3 off. High ground control now for the Hunters.
Oh, Jinmu doing a good job. He stays alive on this, but that's taking supplies away from the resources away from the front line. Among and Yang Xiaolong go down here for the Hunters, and this is a push that is going to fall apart a little bit here.
Just trying to get you this blade charge now. That's it. You lost 2. On assault maps, you can't lose 2 and expect to be able to continue a push. Eviltal trying to skate his way out.
Oh, he does.
Rollerblade's OP.
Seriously.
And
they makes them look cool, and we haven't said that since the 90s.
They've got Blade looking really ready to go now. Flower on the other side of thing, though, if he feels that there's going to be pressure from this Sombra-esque dive, can hit infra sight and completely shut it down. Also, you're not going to be able to sneak around on this Jinmu. Jinmu's over on this corner. It's funny, because they just send Jinmu with Eviltal, no matter what heroes they're on.
Well, Flower, he'll go ahead and find the first shot to kick things off, and a second one as well. But he can see through walls, so he's playing the game on easy mode right now. Love and life. I swear his hand is still shaking. That's weird. Well, whenever we're on first-person view for him, it really feels shaky.
Well, maybe that's just how his style is of playing Widow, of just making sure that you're lining that up. It looked a little strange on Sombra. You definitely don't see it.
Look at it. It looks jittery. Looks like he's got really jittery aim.
Maybe he's just got really good reactions. So he's looking here, he's looking there. Come on, old man, get with it.
Get out of here, man. I bought some of the best snipers in the world. Come on, I can notice something different. Let's go, Jinmu. Double kill for him, and he's looking for a third as well. Looking for the D-Mech, might find it. He did get boosted, and the rest of his team trying to flow in behind him, build the space that he's created.
Yang Xiaolong dies, he gets anti-healed, and he had EMP ready. That might spell the end of the push, as good as it's been for Jinmu and company. Not over yet. Reinforcements coming back in for Chengdu.
No, this is it. He's looking for the dash. He's going to get it. Wait and go, buddy. Yep, that goes gone. Mono's gone. Jinmu collecting the kills.
2 for 1.
Flower over the top, and Jinmu just... We're getting to see a lot of great Genji play on the first point of Anubis these days. This is really where Genjis get to just run amok and just cut everybody to slivers. Oh, he nearly saw an ace the other day from Erster.
And a blessing in disguise that Yang Xiaolong died during that fight, because I'm almost certain that that EMP would have come out during it. Now you can save it. You can use it right now, probably, because I have faith that Jinmu is going to get this last 15%. And if not, you're going to have support ultimates as well. So Yang Xiaolong just looking for key targets.
The beauty of this situation is that those New York Excel don't even have support ults to rely on right now. It's going to be the silence coming through. There's the sound barrier coming over the top. Another blade already for Jinmu. He's going straight for the squish of the back line. Doesn't get the fadeaway though, still forcing them back away from the main fight, and his team are putting the pressure on the point.
Oh, they got to put more pressure on the point. Remember, they only need 40% on the second point to win this map and take a 2-0 lead into halftime.
No way, is this actually happening? Elsa just watching his teammates back. There's the D-Matrix keeping his teammates up. Flower gone, Libero dead. The rest of New York Excel falling apart one after the other. The Coalescence is in now from Keo, trying to keep his teammates up, and this is looking like a Hunter's point to me, Hex. It's only a matter of time. One after the other, the New York Excel are going down. Good state. I mean, they are doing a good job of like drawing this out on the side of the New York Excel. But Libero, you gotta snuff Libero immediately, right here, dead.
Gotta get kills. His EMP's still ready. They're just gonna pop it to take down 2.
Yep, get rid of Meko, D-Mech'd, Animo, hacked. I'm loving it. Great work coming in here so far. They're keeping their cool on the side of the Hunters. They're still finding the kills. I mean, great stall coming in from New York, but eventually it has to go the way of the Hunters, and they will succeed. 2 maps for the Hunters over the New York Excel.
A feeling of inevitability there as they start off the fight with EMP, get the blade, and then a blade again. No surprise here that Jinmu has just got this great carry potential. What I love is how Evil Tall is just dedicated to him.
Yes.
This is like a marriage.
When you've got it gone, you got your guy going 16 kills. Yang Xiaolong, great, different role, 3 kills. Who are you gonna pocket? Who are you gonna make sure gets to wreck everybody? It's Jinmu. We'll hear what the halftime crew have to say after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Apagando las luces. Kill the Mahal. Apagando las luces.
Uh-oh, looks like we're on upset alert. Once again, the Hunters are trying to hand the NYXL just their 4th loss of the regular season, and they're off to a pretty strong start of 2-0 over New York at the half. What's up, everybody? We are back again. Got another entertaining match that we're getting ready to break down here. Guys, what is going on today, man?
I mean, it's crazy. I thought this would be the closest game of the day. Actually, it might be the closest game of the day.
Yeah,
because Titans
honestly.
got rolled. So, actually, I don't know, man. We're living in a crazy world with new roll-on.
Well, at this rate, yeah, I agree with you, man. It might be the closest game of the day. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've seen so far. Man, I'm just out of it, man. This has been crazy.
It is.
Lijiang Tower, though, it was all Chengdu for the most part. Jinmu, YXL,
Yeah.
pretty much showing why them together is pretty much unstoppable.
And Jinmu particularly, I would say, because YXL's setting him up with these EMPs, but it's Jinmu they're relying on for just magic again and again. On the Pharah in particular, but also the Hanzo, the Genji. This guy's got a lot of talent, and we criticized him early on in the league for just being a bit too gung-ho, and he's not so much tamed it in. He still feeds a bit, but still, he's very, very talented.
It's like a coin flip, honestly, as well. Which Jinmu are you going to get today? Today, we got the Jinmu that just absolutely demolishes. God move. God move, as he's known in the industry. He's actually not, but we can start that nickname if we want. We have that kind of power here. But he's a phenomenal player on a multitude of roles. And in classic Chengdu fashion, they don't adhere to any metagame. They create their own metagame. And they're playing their own comfort roles, very similar to what Shanghai are doing, but seemingly with much more success.
A bit like what Vancouver Titans were doing until they decided
lost.
to play the meta and lose. So, yeah, I mean, it's working for some teams. The question is whether Chengdu will be able to do this the whole way through Stage 4. Because at some point, presumably, the teams that really refine the meta will catch them. But New York look lost.
They look lost. They look lost in that first map at Lijiang, and they look even more lost at Anubis. I mean, they were at least able to cap, but man, Jinmu was just destroying that entire map.
Yeah, I think something that really stuck out to me on Anubis is that when we praised New York recently in their game against Paris, it was because they were playing this Orisa Diva composition, and they actually looked like they were building synergy on it. Whereas we really haven't seen that comp run from New York at all today.
They've gone back to comps that they were running last year, but they've forgotten how to do them at all.
Yes, yeah, and it definitely feels like that. I want to say something harsh.
Go ahead.
Am I allowed?
Of course.
Depends how harsh it is.
It's pretty harsh.
Yes, bring
Flower,
it.
I feel like he's washed.
Yeah.
He's washed, man. It feels like almost...
He's had like 2 matches of stage time.
But, how do you make that
Even in
dissemination?
Contenders, he wasn't that good, though.
That's true.
Even before the Overwatch League, before he's playing on New York.
Okay, that's the point. When he changed his name and whatnot, I remember that.
I mean, he wasn't that good even then. Like, he was hyped up from 2016, 2017 onwards, but he just hasn't been putting up the performance that, I mean, we're expecting from this guy. He took 3 minutes and 5 seconds to build up the first EMP.
Oh, I'm going to break it down. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, yeah? All right, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward
it
to it.
bothered me deeply in my soul. But yeah, if you're going to run Flower on this map to play majority Sombra and then switch off to other stuff,
Yeah.
you best be practiced on it, and he best step up to the plate and actually perform. And he didn't at
It looks
all.
significantly worse. Like, why not just play Sabiobi? Like, why not?
Yeah?
I don't know. Well,
Lots of questions.
Hero
Maybe
pool.
Flower needs that play time. We're getting close to the end of the season.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hero pools.
Yeah. But yeah, Flower plays some kind of projectile heroes that Sabiobi doesn't. Stuff like the Mei, if they wanted to go over to that.
Did he? Yeah, well, he didn't play
Genji,
this match,
I
but...
don't know. Just
Well,
in case.
Josh,
Do
I
your
know you're...
Josh, do your insight.
Josh, I know you're super excited to break down the play that we saw in that last map from Flower. Why don't you go ahead and give us insights powered by Intel?
Yeah, it pains me deep in my soul, but I'm going to run you through it anyway, Malik. You set me up for it. It's my insights powered by Intel. And it's on this push that was so pivotal for the New York Excel. Now look, there's only a minute left on the clock, and Flower has only got 84% of his EMP. That's unacceptable, but okay. So they're setting up for this fight, and normally you want an EMP, Nano Blade, right? That's the classic combo, the trio. They don't have the EMP, but they're still gonna go for a Nano Blade, and maybe Flower can get something done. Your classic target is the Widowmaker, or if you can get into the backline, fine. The Riptire is the big threat. You got to watch out for it. Chengdu's mispositioned here as well. They're way too far out on their own. You'd normally want to hold on this high ground down here. But when they go for the... And they go for the Riptire as well. It's actually Jinmu decides to go for a Riptire when they've got no vision. Often you want to sync up the Riptire with the Infra Sight from your Widowmaker, and he gets picked off by the Sombra. So all right, you've got the first pick in a team fight. But this Blade is all over the place. The Primal is all over the place. They haven't set up a proper dive. Flower's got his Translocator in Narnia, so when he comes back into the fight, he doesn't do a thing. It's very, very sloppy. And if New York hadn't won this fight by sheer pure force of will, then they would have got full health on point A. But look how close this is. They get a free kill on Jinmu, Taya gets destroyed. Wow. That should be simple. But then this Dragon Blade is not synced up with anything. It's just Libero going for the backlines onto characters where they haven't forced out their mobility cooldowns, so they just juke him for days.
This is horrible.
He gets a slash on the Mercy that comes in and tries to res, and they do manage to get the win of the fight because they finally sync up Libero and Mano, kind of camping the body of Jinmu to make sure that Jinmu can't be res successfully. But that's not a clean execute. That's not what you've come to expect from New York after their 2018 dominance. That is not a good team. That's sloppy performance, and in all honesty, they should have been held full held at point A, because that's not a fight you should normally win. It was kind of gifted to them. Yeah. They can't rely on gifts in the second half. They're New York.
It is a day of gifting, though, you know?
Apparently. It's just
and
free wins.
as well.
Do you want a free win? Do you want a free win?
Yeah, they're like Oprah, giving out free wins. You get a win, and you get a win.
Everyone check under your seats. You have a free win.
No, man, they're free. This is the word of the day.
I saw a couple of you checked under your seats, then.
That's
not gonna lie.
I feel bad. I almost feel like that Libero Dragon Blade should be on You Hate to See It, because he gave the wall a lot of smoke.
I'd really like to see Custer break that one down. Yeah.
Indeed. All right, so can New York get back into this game with the way they're playing right now?
No, they have to shape up massively, honestly. They've come into this. Well, we thought we had, New York having a good understanding of the meta. They came into it with their most recent games pretty shaped up. Nene was popping off as well on the Widowmaker. They were playing a lot of different compositions that fit them well. Anubis, I think, took them for a blunder. They're definitely more than capable of bringing it back, but they haven't made it easy for themselves.
But here's the thing. They got to get back to what was working for them in that game against Paris.
Right.
They got to have Nene, because he needs to be able to pop off, and so far nobody else has. Sabiobi hasn't, Flower hasn't. Bring in Nene, see what he can get done. The other thing as well is they need to be playing that Orisa Diva compositions. This stuff, they've forgotten how to play it. Get it out. Throw the playbook away from 2018.
Yeah.
Get with the times. Play the stuff that was working for you in the Paris game. Hope that Jinmu doesn't carry.
Yeah, it's so weird that they deviate from what was actually working for them. But we'll see if the NYXL can, recoup and get back to their old winning ways in the second half. But they need to do it quick, because the Chengdu Hunters, one map away from securing another upset victory. We'll see if they can do it in just a minute.
일단 제 이 프로게이머라는 직업이 저의 첫 사회 생활이면서 첫 직업이었는데 미국에서 쭉 일하고 있는데요.
부모님들은 그냥 열심히 하라 정도? 그냥 이제 네가 할 거 일 찾았으니까 열심히 해봐라 그 정도?
하시는 것 같아요. 근데 뭐 제 입장에서는 당연히 다 부셔버리고 오겠다는 마인드로 게임 하는 것 같아요.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
All right, well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from the break. We're going to be getting into the action here. Third map of the series between the Chengdu Hunters and the New York Excelsior. And Hex, no, your screen is not mistaken. It is a 2-0
I think a lot of people all day
for the
today.
Hunters. Yes, actually, it's been a bit of it's been one of those days, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
It's good. There's a lot of parity in the league. Now that you get 2-2-2 thrown in, and sometimes people are just really good. We have a lot of substitutions coming in. Bacon Jack, you've seen him on this stage before. He will be coming into the damage role for Yang Xiaolong.
One of the best in the business.
Named because he eats bacon crepes nearly every day.
Really?
Jachirin will be subbing in for Amon. This way, I just...
Is that legit?
Yeah, I looked it up. And Late Young will be coming in for Elsa. So Jachirin and Late Young used to play together, so maybe you want to sub in a whole new tank line. I'm not sure why they're making the substitutions. You just mentioned why would you take your foot off the gas against New York? Like, keep the guys in that are hot. Speaking of guys in that are on a hot streak lately, Nene coming in for Flower. Bren thinks Flower may be wilting. Not so sure just yet, but I think that Nene deserves to be in this starting Widow role.
Bren thinks that?
Yeah.
I mean, we've been saying that forever, too. I mean, come on. I nearly forgot Flower was on the roster.
Yeah.
So I was like, seeing the shakes, seeing the aim there from him. Not so sure about Flower and his prospects, but we'll see. Yeah, chin up. And now we're getting into the third map, King's Row.
King's Row will be our next map. Chengdu Hunters up 2-0 on the New York Excelsior. Chengdu Hunters 1-5 in this map. The NYXL a 5-1. So obviously you'd think it would favor them, but you know it's you throw all logic out the window in this stage 4. It doesn't even matter anymore. Teams are still a little bit confused as to what metas they want to run, what meta works for them. NYXL has gone back to trying to play this meta, but I think that this meta with having a Roadhog and a Orisa doesn't really suit their strengths that they have. Like Mono is this amazing tank, but I don't think he's a great Orisa. You might have to get used to it, but it doesn't change up what Chengdu wants to do at all.
Well, it really does tap into your skill bank if you are going 3 stages where you're just focusing primarily on Winston and Ryan.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, wait, now we need you to play a completely different tank that you hardly ever touched for the past 4 months.
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, this also may explain the change that the Chengdu Hunters just made all the subs. Maybe these are the tanks you've been training for this meta.
Nice attempt there. Nice attempt at a pick. I really like that kind of aggressive style coming in here from New York. They need to make these plays happen. Mono under pressure. He's not going to be able to get healed, and he will go down, but that's not before 3 kills come through here for the New York Excel. Somehow, they just wipe through the defense. The Hunters, oh, this is it. Just go for a reset hard. Don't even wait. Yep, that's why Bacon Jack is running onto the point.
You can't even reset. That's over. That's
what was
point.
that? That felt chaotic. I mean, we're watching from Mono's perspective. He goes down, sure, but then everybody else dies on the side of the Hunters.
I think NYXL still gets to surprise people with their aggression because they've always been known as this slow, methodical, setup kind of team. And so when you just boost into the point, they're like, whoa, 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 I'm not ready.
Wait.
No,
I missed the memo.
Yeah, I didn't get time back in, you know? But let's see. That's looking good for NYXL as they take first point in blistering time. No changes coming for him. Well, actually, Late Young's going to go over to the Roadhog here. Evil Tall goes to the Batiste, trying to make some changes.
We got a Hanzo on the Bacon Jack and all that. I mean, there are changes, but hopefully the Hunters are just going to be able to take a breath here and stabilize. Yep, nice deny there. Well timed. The hook on Nene, who was looking for the flank. No, thank you. The Hunters are going to pull those claws. And now we are going to get the New York Excel in a bit of a standoff, waiting for their Hanzo to get back into this fight.
Another nice hook. And here's the thing about Chengdu that I think always throws people off as well, is that I think they would prefer to play more damage-based metas, but then you go into a map like King's Row. And we saw this even in 3-3, so they would play 3-3 on Rialto, and they would play 3-3 on King's Row, because they can still play maps that are dictated by the meta. And I think that's why we're seeing all these changes, because you look at this, and this is what everybody and their mother's been running all day.
And their grandmother and their great-grandmother, and it just keeps going back down the line. Because you're right, it is nothing but May Reaper. The Frozen Blade. I don't know how. We're gonna figure out a name for it eventually. But you got blizzards all over the place now. 2 of them. In fact, Bacon Jack, that doesn't stop him from putting an arrow through Libero's head. Man is merciless. Jonak body blocking with his trance. He's invulnerable while it's going. And Bacon Jack just wishes, yep, he can hit an arrow so that he can put a dragon right into the middle of him. There you go. Mekko's gone, but it's just all out chaos.
There's still 2 left, but it's just supports versus tanks now, and the 2 supports, one of them happens to be a Zen, so maybe a damage dealer. It's probably smart for Late Young to get out of dodge while the getting's good. Still, they're trying to pick him off late. Breather comes up.
What was that, Libero? Going for the wall there? That was almost like he wanted to save him. No, no, let him live. And this is where you find out that they've been having an affair all along.
Late Young's going to be able to get back in here. Because he didn't die, he's going to have the Whole Hog here. Whole Hog and Window can be really good combo.
Nice try, Mono. He tried to halt them off to stop the contest. Doesn't quite happen there, but still, I like the idea. We do have the bongos down everywhere. Everybody getting boosted damage. Everybody looking to inflict pain, and it's going to be Nene who comes up with the first kill of this fight. New York Excel, they've got the man advantage. Trance is going down, and it's all over the place as Jonak is doing the best he can to keep his team up, and they will succeed in picking up a second point. 4 minutes 20 on the clock.
Bacon Jack is going to have the Dragon to go in here next. You can Dragon and Blizzard to try to get some stabilization on this defense. Right now, a lot of NYXL members fall low, but no one actually falls. The anti-heal is going to send them scurrying back around the corner. And even without a kill, it does seem like Chengdu has taken position advantage back again. They're able to hold corner.
Looking for him to break shields right now, and yeah, he was looking. He denies the high ground, not quite. Dragon on through, Late Young. Good support from his team there, gonna keep him up, and also the Lantern is there, so nobody's allowed to die as long as that's standing. Jonak can't say the same here for the Hunters as it wears off. The window pane has been put down by Ivital, but is that enough here for the defense? The Hunters doing a good job of stalling things out. There's no progress being made here for the New York Excel.
It's enough to at least send NYXL back around the bend. So again, a rather bloodless engagement from both sides, yet no one able to get those finalized kills. I will say that I've been pretty impressed with Late Young's Hog. He's definitely converting it. The team is rallying around it, hitting arrows into these hooks. I think that was before Mekko was able to get his mech back. He was in baby form earlier and they missed the hook, so Mecha will fall. Back to spawn with him.
Back to spawn you go. And well, we're gonna get ults online. And this is where you start to see New York Excel, I suppose, start to fall back into old patterns. We're gonna play patient. We're gonna build up some ults. Maybe we'll look for a pick, or maybe we'll just go ahead and execute together. One way or another, it's gonna work out. At least as far as they're concerned, New York. You had the superpower, the Mongos go down there for mono, but still 2 ults online here for New York Excel. Jonak gonna decide now it's time to trance. Great Bionade goes down though. Doesn't matter if you got trance, if you can't heal your teammates. That couldn't have gone better for Keo. Excellent work.
That's great to be able to use a single ability on a short cooldown to negate an ultimate. That's been a game since the beginning of time to try to figure that out. It's kind of up to Meko to make sure that that anti-heal doesn't come in when the Transcendence is going on. Doesn't happen there. Late Young gets a pick, and what was a blazing fast time with a little over 4 minutes left to finish last has now dwindled down to 2.
Yeah, ground down to 2 minutes. We've passed that Rubicon as well, so running low here on the side of the New York Excel. They'll have time for a couple of good pushes. And well, the Hunters are just starting to get set up. It seems like they're finally coming into their own. Eviltal's gonna get the window pane going. And Blizzard immediately used here by Jinmu. Nice dodge attempt here by Nene. Might put him right back into harm's way, but that sets it up for Meko to get a self-destruct kill on Eviltal. And so an opportunity, a golden one, in fact, for the New York Excel.
Yeah, they do end up taking down Nene, but there's going to be plenty of time to push the cart and maybe get Nene back into this fight. A couple environmental kills happened there as everyone got greedy and played around a ledge, so a couple of people got lucky with their actual kills. Still some decent stabilizing ultimates here for Chengdu. Dragon does come out, buy some space at the very least.
Yeah, he just kind of lobbed that one in there. It didn't look like he had any eyes on anybody there. Bacon Jack, but still, the point is it forces the New York Excel back and it wastes time. It burns time off of that clock. So
it's a really early window. I think you'd rather let the other team use something before you drop Amplification Matrix, because you're getting that knockback too to push the other team away. So if they try to get aggressive with you, and you're just creating so much space with it, and instead that ultimate gets 0 value.
Indeed. That is the point. Oh, trance used here by Jonak, and that is Late Young getting boosted and just pushing him back with it. Some positional play. Nice attempt at a yank. That was so close. Late Young, I appreciate it, but doesn't quite pan out this time. Nene with the kill, and this is looking like the New York Excel. It might be clean enough here to collect 3 points. They're right on the cusp.
Any other hero, they're dropping in the pit right there.
Yeah.
I think he thought he got Jonak. Didn't happen. Finished with 18 seconds left, but it was looking like it was going to be a record-setting pace for the NYXL. A nice defense at final bend for the new look lineup of the Chengdu Hunters.
Tough break there for the Hunters, but it's not over yet. We're going to get to see them on the offense next. So New York Excel, they find success finally here. 3 points collected, not the cleanest play, but still, they got the job done, and now we'll get to see how it all pans out right after this break as we are going into it now.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
as an Ancestor looks on, well, Ancestors, that guy just looks like a hipster straight out of Venice, I swear. Just admiring that goblet. Look at me. Wine. I know it.
He's taking Instagram pictures in front of a wall with like a little bit of greenery on it, where what you don't see is like garbage next to it. The shut down clinic next door.
I can see that. You know, is that the house wine? No. It is a $300 glass. Yes. So, Chengdu Hunters now on the offense. It didn't work out for them on the defense. They did let the New York Excel collect 3 points in the end.
Right.
But, Hex, we don't know what to expect from them on the offense because this is a new roster that we haven't seen on the first few maps of this series.
I honestly think this is just their King's Row lineup, because you look at it, and now you've got Late Young and Jiren playing Ryan Zarya. Even before the meta, Ryan Zarya were good on King's Row.
Well, that was ambitious, interesting, bold, and that is them going back to spawn here on the side of the Hunters. What happened with Jinmu? He just went straight in there. I guess we want to give him a hug, and it's been too much to handle.
And there are some, you've seen how Jinmu plays with the most confidence on the planet.
You gotta have the confidence to make the plays, right?
So sometimes you're running far into a Widow who's a very good Widow, and you're like, I'm gonna do it till he beats me.
But he got hooked. I think that was it.
Yeah,
he got hooked.
definitely he got hooked, and then he got shot.
And he got shot in the face.
So flew a little too close to the sun. Jinmu down again. I don't know if they have res here. They will. Eviltal brings him up. Good coverage from the tanks there.
And we're getting a Reinhardt in here too, dude. I almost forgot what this guy sounds like. Here we go.
Well, now they can't really get anything done because there's no Widow to be able to pressure Jinmu.
Oh, this is
They
fantastic.
have to be really worried.
Mono down as well. Golden opportunity now. Jiren and Late Young. They are making it work. We've got Zarya. What is this? Stage 3?
Nah, Ryan Zarya, and even when the meta was dive, we're always kind of the choice on this map.
I know, I remember, but it's just weird because we don't see them anymore, right?
It's been a bit. You don't see much of them. Not much of them.
Fine Hex nitpicking, man. What have we been married for 40 years? No, this is what you said.
What's the phrase? More than a brother, not quite a wife?
There you go.
Yeah, that's where I put you at, buddy.
We'll get Blackout together, don't worry.
Getting some ults online now from this combination of Ryan and Zarya as Jinmu continues to just pressure them back, and no one's doing anything about it.
Ooh, and Bacon Jack coming up with the kill on Jonak. This is beautiful here from the Hunters. Fantastic push coming through, making a pay. Jinmu with the rockets over the top.
I mean, that's this composition, though. Who's going to deal with him sufficiently, efficiently, however you want to call it? Jonak, maybe, but then you're taking him off of healing. Libero has to hit Icicles to the level of Stratus. I don't see that happening. Or...
What's going on here, Hex? It's like they're pushing the third point right now.
I mean, if they can't stop you, keep making them retreat.
What is going on here? And they can even see, New York can even see that there are 2 on the payload. It was a 4v6 for what felt like forever, and now it's gonna be one fight here for New York to hold them off. Unbelievable. All right, Libero will get the Blizzard, and it looks like they will win this fight, New York, although Eviltal, you can never say that was Eviltal. He's gonna get the res off. He gets the res off.
You still have Grab and Shatter ready to go here. They're not even gonna need either. They just toss another barrage in. The Nano comes in late. We talked about New York setting a fast time. Chengdu just outpaced New York's offense to this point.
What is going on? 5 minutes. Oh man, in the bank, and Jinmu, he's just destroying them right now.
He was the first 2 deaths, but like I said, he's got the confidence of the world. He's like, okay, those were mistakes, but I'm still this amazing bar, and if they can't do anything about it, I'm gonna stay on it.
And I owe it to Bacon Jack. Right now, he's sitting top frags on the board. 9 final blows to his name. So he came in cold the past couple matches we casted with him, but on this map in particular, he seems very at home indeed.
They still have Grab and Shatter.
They still have the big combos, the wombo, the combo. They don't even need them. They'll beam him down anyway. Mono, dead. And there's the grab, getting brought in. Sound barrier, Animo was waiting for it, but Meko cut off from the sound barrier. Does not get that support ult, and he may get DMAX'd here. There's the shatter, and there's the run straight into the wall. Jiren having a great time with the barrage over the top as well. Triple for Jinmu, looking for a quad, and he gets it! Chengdu Hunters. What is going on? That is unbelievable. 3-3 in record time. Beautiful performance from the Chengdu Hunters here. New York, what are they can't even know what's going on right now.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I missed the sound of shatters. I missed the Tobelstein getting thrown in by Zarya, and it's only been a couple of weeks. How do you prepare for Chengdu? Spoiler, you don't.
All right, well, we're back into it. New York Excel. Minute on the clock for New York Excel, and well, they're trying things, Hex. They're trying things.
Well, I mean, that's what you saw, especially in the first couple maps, is that they were running compositions from last year, from going to last year's style. You're wondering, hey, is this back in vogue yet? Can I wear corduroys again? And then it's like, no, you still can't. That's not the fashion.
Stop it. No, you can always wear corduroys, Hex. I've got 3 pairs. Don't ruin my dreams.
The noise is too much for me, man. But now, and then sometimes they're going back to the current meta and they're working on it. So New York has very little flavor. We know this. They've locked up Atlantic Division. They've locked it up.
They're guaranteed into the playoffs.
Yeah, guaranteed top 2 in the playoffs.
Yeah. Life feels pretty good right now if you're New York.
So you have the ability to use in-games as scrims. Why not?
Where's Monty's problem? Did he leave it up here?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, the Hunters now. And this is all on New York Excel. 15 seconds on the clock. Hoping to get some progress here on the first point. The Hunters don't seem to mind too much. Oh, that could be a nice one. No, D-Matrix comes right online in the nick of time to keep Late Young up. Nene wins it over to Bacon Jack, though. So, man advantage going into the push. Meko, though, back into spawn, but this still favors him, and nobody's actually on the point for the New York Excel. This is just going full clown fiesta now, Hex.
I mean, maybe try things, but I got something for you to try. Touch the point.
Yeah, the point is kind of important and needed.
It looks like Chengdu is in a perfect position to wrap this one up. They've got 444 to get 33% on Kings Row first.
Well,
and they're happy. They need this win really badly. They're sitting at 12th place.
I mean, it's a feel. Look at them, all smiles, all grins.
Well, I mean, you have those days when you're hitting every rocket as Farah, and nothing is better. Nothing is better.
That is actually the best feeling in the world. Because rockets aren't easy to hit. And Jinmu is just having a ball right now.
No, it's like you're seeing into the future, and you're like, well, this guy's going to be here, and then this guy's going to be here, and you're hitting directs. Like, hitting a direct is a great feeling in every game. Well, let's see exactly what happens.
Nice, we're going to get it from the map. So, 5 seconds on the clock. Mono's kind of dancing. Mono runs back. And then actually stays off the point as well.
Maybe thought that someone else was going to touch. Not certain.
Well, that's a toughie. Comes down to a matter of fractions of seconds sometimes, and that is the one time where it doesn't go the New York Excel way. So now we get to see the Hunters. How quickly can they take 33%? Because they've got a whole lot of time. 4 minutes, 44 seconds in the bank is what they start with. And, well, no change of strategy for them. It worked so well the first time around. Why go for something different?
Animo is switched on a Baptiste, which maybe can pressure Jinmu in the sky. Big anti, big sleep already happening. Pressure onto Nene. They just go back and assassinate him.
Yeah, Jinmu's loving life right now. He is just going to get to go ham now. Looking for the follow-up on the Jonak. Doesn't need to. Late Young takes down Mono in the mix, and it is done. Chengdu Hunters take the series versus the New York Excel 3-0 in maps. We will be playing out the 4th map.
And that's a happy panda as opposed to a sad panda.
The Hunters, though, that is solid work from them. Another day in the office. And the New York Excel, well, as far as the New York Excel are concerned,
not trying to climb back to 500 record overall is Chengdu. They're sitting at 12th place, needed this win. But we say every map matters. Sometimes that's not the most true thing in the world, but when you're Chengdu sitting at 12, you probably want a 4-0 NYXL.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
So, there you have it. The Hunters, they've won the series. They've taken it 3-0, Hex, but we still have to play out that fourth map because every map matters.
Sometimes that's not true. It's true for Chengdu right now.
New York, they've locked up. They've locked it all up as far as they're concerned.
I was actually
so for
trying
them,
to
it's like,
figure out-
fourth map.
Yeah.
But like for the Hunters,
Yeah, they need it because I think they just moved into a tie with Guangzhou, and so the differentials are going to be there. As I've said all season, we only played 28 maps. It's very likely that some of these teams are going to be tied. And map differentials our first tiebreaker. I actually wondered earlier today with Vancouver going 0-4 and Washington going 4-0. You know, we were going into map 4 and the series was over, and I was like, does this map matter? Mathematically? Mathematically, it might not matter. But we couldn't figure out the math because why would I be doing this job if I could do math? Amon will come in for Jachirin. Elsa back in for Late Young. So I really do think for Chengdu that was just their King's Row comp. It seemed like those are the tanks that they wanted to run there. Sebiobi struggling with the chair.
it's a battle. It's a top-notch battle that it looks like. Oh, nope. Maybe.
You okay?
He's
Got
set.
it? Yeah. We have people to come help, adjust cameras and adjust chairs. He'll be coming in for Nene. Get him some more squad time out there. Still not comfortable. Can we get this man a pillow? Get him a back. Can we get him some lumbar support? A little back pillow?
And let's take a look at Chengdu now. Chengdu, they know. They got the job done here, Hex. They managed to pick up the win versus the top 3 elite team in the league. Feels good.
Yeah. So
Man.
I say a lot, like, whenever a team outperforms what I think they should be, of like, do you really want to face these guys in the playoffs? The team I truly believe in my heart of hearts about that if you're a top team you don't want to play in the playoffs is Chengdu, because they're mentally difficult to prepare for if you can at all prepare for them, because they've just run different comps. They just showed you they have a off-meta comp, a former meta comp, an on-meta comp. They've got all of these things, and they all look equally good, and they've been able to beat some of the top teams. They are the true wild card in this league.
Would you say that they're the ones who are meta-proof? I mean, Harsha.
I would,
right now,
I would
like,
say some teams who thought they were meta-proof aren't. Yeah. I'm just saying, if that same guy tries to sell me a bulletproof vest, I'm not gonna try it out or even purchase it.
Airsoft. Let's take a look at the maps now. Route 66 is where this is going to come to an end. We will have no map 5, so the Hunters breaking that streak as far as they're concerned. They've been taking it to map 5 all the time in stage 4, and well, just all the time really. They're a scrappy team. Here, they get it done in 4 Hex. 3-1, 4-0, either or. But that's as far as we'll go.
I believe historically, this would be the first time ever the NYXL have lost a series 0-4. They've rarely lost series in their history, or especially this year, but they've never lost 0-4.
They would be the last. They would be the last. So, fun to keep an eye on that and see. A little bit of honor to fight with, and perhaps that's why SBB is back into the mix for the New York Excel. We're back to the original lineup that posed a bit of difficulty for the Hunters.
Yeah.
So, Libero, SBB, Mono, Meko, Yonak, and Animo.
This has to be top priority, is just dealing with Jinmu, right? Like, it's obvious that Jinmu is going to play Defara.
Waited, man. I actually said Yonak.
I heard that.
I'm gonna start saying Yinmu and Yanis now.
I thought you were
it's
making.
gonna get out of hand. Pure Yoi Hex. I'm feeling pure Yoi casting this.
I thought you were making a yoke.
Oh, buddy. Jinmu's there though. Animo gone, and this is the forward hold that we expected to see Route 66 defense go for.
I'd say Biobi does get to the back line though. That's a nice kill on Akio.
Oh, if there was any time for just individual showmanship, now is it. If you're New York Excel and SBB spent so much time on the bench, it has been a while since we've seen this guy pop off.
Unable to get those final rockets in from Jinmu, and NYXL cracks it.
Yeah, we could never really see. I mean, it was when we got to see SBB come back in stage 3. It's like, oh yeah, SBB, but then he's playing Sombra, which isn't really a pop-off hero.
Yeah, but his Sombra was funny to watch.
It was funny to watch, but it's still not I'm going to solo you funny to watch.
Well, he kind of did a couple times at the very least.
Okay, are we married again now, Hex? Are you just going to keep disagreeing with me?
Yes,
I get it. Sombra is an EMP bot, and sometimes you do happen to kill people, yes. But, you know, I think he gets to do a little bit more on the trace.
Yes, let's reconcile with our love for Trace. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I don't mean to fight.
Come on, it's all about we gotta make it work, Hex.
SBB does have the pulse bomb here. Can choose his targets. Well, can take some more time to think about it. Is Bacon Jack with a nice little 2K popping off a little bit. And nice stuff to deal with Jinmu in the sky.
Mecco just peace. Dude out. How deep are those canyons too? You can't even see the bottom of them.
Yeah, it's kind of like
there are literal clouds.
Kind of like a Wile E. Coyote canyon.
Right?
It goes on forever.
Where is this place, and how has the world changed leading into the Overwatch universe? All right, oh, New York once again, straight in, leap in, looking for the fight. Somber dive and a pulse bomb with Dream written on it.
I mean, I suppose that if you're NYXL, you want to dive the top of Big Earls, but there's a gatekeeper right here. Although Jinmu's wings clipped.
Literally blew himself up, and SBB gets a kill on Bacon Jack with the pulse bomb on a Widow. That is not something you see every day. So I think SBB is just achievement hunting now.
I guess the back lines, and Eviltal forced to make the choice of leaving Jinmu on the ground and going to save Bacon Jack instead.
That's where you're freaking out as a Tracer. Where do I go? How do I get out of here? I need to be unpredictable because I'm hanging on by a thread, and there's Jinmu! Barrage is one, but that's 3 kills coming through here for the NYXL. A 4th as well, and that is a wipe of the Hunter's defense.
Yeah, I think the way they're trying to deal with Jinmu is just through utter coordination, because you're not really running the hard counters, your McCrees or your Widowmakers, but you saw the barrage comes in, Mano goes up, drops a bubble over top, Animo skates inside and finishes off with the last killing blows there. So changes here for Chengdu. Jinmu has a very, very good Hanzo. Not seen a ton of it today.
Nope. And Bacon Jack on the Widow. He hasn't been disappointing, not like last time, but he's still doing work. I mean, 2 final blows to his name right now. Yeah. Kind of floating along. He isn't taking over the match. But then again, I mean, SBB has been pressuring him, hasn't really been letting him get into his comfort zone.
It's difficult when you have a Tracer just always behind you, because you're not able to focus on trying to get double shots up front, because you're always checking your flank.
Yeah, see, there you go. SBB is just hunting him down. But, oh man, it's not stopping him this time. Bacon Jack. There we go. 3 quick kills for him. And the defense has stabilized.
Yeah, I think they made the choice to start putting a little more resources and healing into Bacon Jack so he could feel more comfortable, also to get the damage boost onto him. Because Jinmu can kind of self-defend a little bit on the Hanzo. A Tracer comes, pressures you, you hit Storm Arrow, a Tracer probably recalls in fear of her life, and you're fine.
Now they're set up together, like 2 peas in a pod. One man wielding a bow and arrow, the other a rifle.
Sound like very strange vegetables. Saviobi and Libero have made some changes as well, trying to go for the Sombra Genji. So it's going to take them a while to build up the significant ult that they need. The dive comes in really late for Mano, but he gets nano boosted.
What? 9 health is that dragon? That was a dragon. All right, Libero removes Bacon Jack, and the payload's going to make some progress. That's Animo's role pretty much as Lucio. Hang out on the payload, make sure it never stops. Nice reflect there, Stylus Blade. And right now the Hunters are trying to fight back in this. They are definitely trying to make plays.
Got a res, and there.
Battle Mercy.
Yeah, Battle Mercy, Eviltal comes in. And yeah, they've definitely got this. They're going to get some exit kills here too. Mano had come back on the Wrecking Ball because he had just used Primal anyway, but he wants to get back into that fight. We'll see if he switches it up and goes back to a more comfortable hero for him. All comfort picks coming out for NYXL, but they give up any semblance of an ultimate economy. Jinmu could shut this down with just a dragon. Mecco could have a self-destruct, always very good on second points of most maps. Route 66, no exception.
Indeed not. There you go. Anyway, setting up the hard point, so you got these snipers. It's just so tough to push out here if you're NYXL. Your barrier's getting busted immediately by Jinmu. Jinmu's already got another dragon ready for it. Just throws it in there. Why not? Oh, the triple! Brutal, and we're down to 30 seconds on the clock here. Hex, they don't have time for these shenanigans, New York. They've got to get in here fast.
Another exit kill, just perfectly done right there, because if they try to go out the other way, they're probably just gonna get sniped by Bacon Jack. Shield had gone down. Now they just regain high ground. I think you have to try to open this up with a self-destruct just to get them around a corner, so you get the throughput to be able to set a shield up on the cart. Huh? just gonna play it slow. Mecco, I think he's setting up an angle to go over the top here. Appropriately enough on the high side, but they've got bodies on the point.
Could be. Oh, buddy, Mano. Careful, buddy. Gets that fresh barrier up in time, so he will survive it. There's a self-destruct. Thrown in as, well, not really doing anything there at all. And now we're getting the supercharger down. It is going to be boosting the damage here on the side of the Orisa. Jinmu's doing the thing. Arrows, faces, and nobody's on the point for New York, so. New York struggling. They pick up 1 point and some change here on Route 66. The Hunters now will be changing sides and we'll get them on the offense as quickly as possible.
In classic New York style, they look rather concerned about it. Series is over. It's map 4. We're New York.
The thing is that in this specific case for New York, all the other ones, yeah, okay, the series is over. But here, if you're the team that you're the last team to go 0-4.
I know.
You kind of would want to fight that,
yeah.
So that you are not, you can claim at least to say that you've never gone 0-4.
You've never gotten swept. You never got goose-egged.
You know, New York being New York, they might be feeling so confident in their first point defense that they're just unconcerned.
I mean, that last one was especially baffling though, because New York has always been a great team about rotating people onto objectives, having plans, knowing who's going to touch, who's going to be there if they can't.
Yeah.
And to have a couple of these situations where they're just not on point, see exactly what happens. I mean, the supercharger comes in and Mano should be getting pressured down. He's right over there. Oh, halted off.
Halted off, yeah. And then in the open, very nicely done.
Halted off the self-destruct, takes down Mano. Mano was supposed to be the guy in the cart, but in that situation, Mecca was probably supposed to rotate down after he took high ground. So, I mean, I don't think that's all on New York. Nice halt and self-destruct.
Yeah, it all worked out there for the Hunters. They don't have far to go here. And, well, it's going to be a question of how the New York Excel fare. And it's looking like a close hold on their side, so there will be some aggression. We will have nothing too crazy out of them. SBB on the Widow, but he's a capable Widow, so immediately the Hanzo will spot the trap in the train. So they won't walk right into it on the Hunters. And Bacon Jack changing up to McCree. Okay.
Very capable McCree, but haven't seen a ton of McCree. If there's any map, you'd think this would be his home map.
Right, I mean, now we just need an Ashe on the other side and he can get fun. At least lore-wise, I guess. But able to kick things off. Mano out of it. Makes life very difficult for the New York Excel. They need to win out this fight, and they have to do it clean because they lost their main tank, so they've got no shield to hide behind. Mecco in the open, but he's got a breather. And now you're just going to get to see the Hunters push forward. Excellent Bionade thrown in by Jonak. Catches 3. That's going to put some pressure here on the Hunters, but the Hunters are still sitting pretty. So now New York Excel, still good delay though. Somehow, even without Mano only just now coughing his way back into this fight. They have yet to make any real progress on the side of the Hunters. And if Mano's allowed to get established back here, it's going to get rough. Nice whip there coming in, however, from Bacon Jack. Flash the headshot, and they will eventually get the job done on the side of the Hunters, and they haven't even used ults to do it. So, real potential to just roll right through.
Fan the Hammer used to headshot. Think about that.
Nah, that was, them were good times. See, just there.
Were they really?
No, I played McCree, so I thought
I'm pretty sure they used to. I don't know. It definitely used to just be a tank killer.
Yes, it used to do way more damage. Used to do way more damage.
Maybe I'm thinking of Scatter Arrow. Scatter Arrow used to headshot.
Scatter what?
Yeah, exactly. Bacon Jack just cleaning up the remainder of these kills. I know XL has to get back on here, try to set a point. The ice wall goes up.
Nice. High Noon is there. You can't trust the Lantern to keep you up and do that one, so they will be backing off. And Bacon Jack hanging in, putting on the plane. There it is. Flash into it, man. Bacon Jack just running amok in the back.
Jonax had enough of it, but Jonax going to put himself in position to be caught out. Libero dies post-Blizzard. Chengdu will take this cart. Not a whole lot of ways to go. The medium bridge here is just above the big box of victory on the ground. Jinmu already going to try to snag this high ground away. And yeah, Libero has to go to the Hanzo because you can't just let a Hanzo sit up here. You have to send your own up. Or to have a D.Va, someone's got to deal with it, but you can't leave this high ground uncontested for Hanzo right now.
Somebody's got to do something. They don't have very far to go. There you see the rectangle of victory on the floor glowing. 3:45 on the clock, and now the Hunters are going to be right on the doorstep of a clean sweep of the New York Excelsior. Today is a day for weird things, Hex, and Mano just, this is it. The New York Excel, they're just getting rid of it. Mano throws himself in there, no shame at all, and Bacon Jack on the flank. This is going to be the Hunters getting the job done in record time. Perfect headshot and a 4-0 victory over the New York Excel.
That's everything Chengdu needed. They needed a win. They needed a good map differential. They moved to 12 and 13. First time NYXL has gotten to 0 on the board. And, you know, I don't care if you're trying to practice some things or anything. It can't feel good.
Getting 4-0'd. Wow, glad that it's the Hunters.
What is today?
They Chung did it.
4-0 for Chengdu over NYXL. 4-0 for Washington Justice over Vancouver Titans.
It's a weird day, Hex.
It's a very strange day of Overwatch League.
Some would say bizarre.
Bizarro day. If there were more mustaches and like sunglasses involved, I believe we're in a Bizarro universe, but...
I would even go so far as to say odd. But the Hunters, they can feel good about it. They got that win. And they're ending, I mean, every win matters, right? But now we're going to go ahead and hand it over to Emily for a winner's interview with Kyo.
Thanks, Emler and Hex. This is our first time joined by Kyo from the Chengdu Hunters. Congrats on the win. You guys Chung did it. Now, you have so many fans, 这么多粉丝。现在有什么心情呢？心情怎么样？ How are you feeling right now?
就很开心啊，就没想到今天能够4-0纽约吧，感觉大家也都是使出了全力。
Feeling really good about ourselves right now. We beat New York 4-0 and we played our best. And that's right, this is the first time that NYXL was 4-0'd by a team. So, you know, some people also said you played just as well or even better than Jonak. So how are you feeling about these compliments? 很多人都表扬你今天打得比 Jonak 还好。那对这种赞扬你有什么感受呢？
感觉两边发挥的都还可以吧，并没有说谁更好。
I feel like both teams played equally well. Can't really say that one is better than the other. Now, the meta has changed, and I was just wondering from a support hero perspective, how has this changed for you? 那么因为这个版本最近有变化之后，你觉得你打这种支援英雄对你有什么变化呢？
可能需要切换的支援英雄更多了吧，就像莫伊拉还有安娜、彩兰塔这样的位置，可能要来回切换吧。
I think you'll see me playing a lot more of Anna's and Yada and Moira and just seeing me implement them depending on the type of play. And finally, over the next few weeks in Los Angeles, is there something that you want to do before you go home? 那么在这个赛季结束之后，你在洛杉矶有没有任何户外活动想做呢？在回家之前？
再去一次迪士尼吧。
I want to go to Disneyland again. That's all I have for Kyo. Back to you guys, Emler and Hex.
Thank you, Emily, and thank you, Kyo. Well, there we go, Hex. They did it. Solid.
Yes, we wrapped up a strange day of upsets in the Overwatch League. And I think we're going to see a lot of parity going forward as we've gotten kind of 2-2-2 lock. 2-2-2-2 lock. Whatever, there's a lot of twos in there. And teams are having these hard carry potential heroes, and then it's forcing other teams to play stuff they don't necessarily want to do. Like, maybe if you want to play the Reaper Mei, then you just run a Pharah at him, and we've got the god tier Pharah of Jinmu.
Anything is possible. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you mentioned his name, Hex, because
What's
guess who
that?
our Omen by HP player of the match is?
Is it Kyo?
It'd be Kyo. I mean, he looks got that
Jinmu.
style, but Jinmu.
Of course, it's Jinmu. He set the tone for this match early on. Lijiang Tower, Temple of Anubis, absolute domination. Even the Doomfist wasn't awful. Gets in there, runs a lot of different stuff, gives his team a ton of versatility, and just straight up dominant forms. I just like how he plays so confident.
I think you just nailed it right there. I was about to say it, Hex. The confidence that this guy exudes. It just makes you excited to watch him play. Makes you excited to see what he does next and how he goes about it and how he just imposes his will on his opponents.
I think the biggest confidence play was that he had like one life on Junkrat, and he jumps in over the wall, tries to hit a bomb, and then jumps right out again. It's like, you don't see that. The risk there too, but also he gets to play with Evital, who just makes him feel comfortable and confident in every play. But his Pharah has been the thing of legends. as far of this match, 6 deaths. 6 deaths
Yeah.
as far of this match.
Final blows 23. That's a pretty good KDA. So congratulations to Jinmu. He's our MVP. Player of the match. And we will be moving on now. We're not done totally yet with the show. We're done with the matches, but we've got the Watch Point post-show coming up next. You'll get Brent, you'll get Josh, you'll get Zoe, and you've got our host Malik. Their antics are incredible. You're going to be dying of laughter, and we'll see if you survive for next week. But guys, we'll be right back after this break with the Watch Point post-show.
Yeah, you guys are on TV.
Wait,
we're on TV?
I feel it! The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go play.